video, I'm going to show you how to select columns and remove columns from a dataset. So I have already loaded in tidyverse up here, just library tidyverse, and I'm going to set this Swiss database to my DF. If I type in DF, you can see I now have access to all of this information in here. And so what I can do is I'm going to use the pipe function from DPLYR, which is a part of tidyverse. So all you have to do is load tidyverse and you will be able to do that. And so what I can do is I'm going to do df and then I'm going to hit Control Shift M, and that's going to add in this percent greater than sign percent, and that's called the pipe function. So basically what that does is anything you're putting in afterwards, it's going to include this as the data set it's going to pull from. So what we can do is we can do select, and we can select the specific rows we want. So if we wanted fertility and agriculture, we would just put in fertility and agriculture. And if we run it, hitting Shift Enter, you can see it only pulls in fertility and agriculture in there. The other way you could do this is you could do select DF fertility and agriculture. And it would give you the same thing if you didn't want to use that pipe operator. So that's how to select specific ones. Now, what if we wanted the first 3 columns? So we wanted fertility. Let's do the first 4. We wanted fertility through education, and we wanted to select those. But you don't want to write out fertility, agriculture, examination, and education. So how we would do that, let's scroll down here. We're going to do DF. I'm going to do it through the pipe operator, select. And so I can just put fertility, then a colon, and then education. And when I run that, it is going to include anything between fertility and education. So that is how to get like mass selections of things. So then the other thing I want to show you is how to remove a column. So for example, I'm going to pull up our column names here so I don't have to keep scrolling up. So you can see we have 4 names here. So what if I wanted the first 4 and the last one, but I didn't want Catholic in my data set? So instead of saying fertility through education and infant mortality, instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to do DF, the pipe operator again, select, and I'm going to put a minus sign or a negative sign in front of Catholic. And so when I run that, this means to remove or to do the inverse of the function. So it will give me the first 4 and it takes out Catholic and it gives me the last one. So if I wanted to remove out these 3 columns, education, Catholic, and infant mortality, and let's say I wanted to, even if this had 400 columns, so like I could just select these 3, but if this had 400 columns and all I wanted to do was remove these, how would we do that? So what we would do here is instead of having Catholic, we would start with our first one. We would do our colon just like when we're selecting a range of columns. And then we would do another minus sign and do our last column. And when we run that, we see that we only get the first 3. If you don't include this minus sign here, it's not going to work. It has to be in front of both of them for it to work. So I hope that this helped you learn how to select and remove columns from an R dataset. If this video was helpful, please like it and subscribe to this channel for more R tutorials. I hope you enjoyed this video and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.